Hello everyone, hope you're all having a nice weekend so far. Today we're going to be taking a look at Black Ops 3, specifically the PC version of the game. It's been out for around a week now. We played the game during the beta, so apart from a few balance tweaks, we already had a pretty good idea of the sort of multiplayer experience we could expect here. That being said, the full game is out now, so I thought I'd give you my first impressions of the final version of the game, the multiplayer aspect, and just how it's feeling, how it's playing now that it's in full swing. Let's start off with the good stuff. If you're a massive COD fan and love it every year, then there's no way you're going to be disappointed. A substantial progression system is present alongside the usual fast movement and solid gunplay. Maps are designed in such a way to try and best use the new wall running movement abilities, which, despite feeling pretty Titanfall-ish, is that a word? We'll make it a word. They do work pretty well in getting around the map, and it flows together nicely with the usual and new COD movement. That being said, it usually is a wall here and there, and it doesn't always flow around the entire map in the same way that Titanfall did. This iteration of the game also introduces character specialists. You pick your class and score streaks as you normally would, but you'll also pick a specialist to play as. Each specialist has one of two special abilities. How many more times can I say the word special? And you can choose from these, and over the course of the game that's going to charge up and let you use it. Outrider, for example, has exploding arrows that she can fire, or a vision pulse, whereas Ruin can equip gravity spikes that he slams into the ground to destroy enemy players in a nearby radius, or alternatively an overdrive ability that offers a burst of speed. With Ruin, I'd say you definitely want to go with the gravity spikes because they're just so damn satisfying. You unlock more specialists as you rank up, and unlike score streaks, the progress to your specialist ability doesn't reset when you die. Overall, there's a load of content in this game to keep you happy. A long progression system and of course prestige if that's your bag, as well as a character customization and weapon customization as well that's pretty intricate. Not only that, there's an arena mode, which is the competitive aspect of the game if you want to jump in and level up your competitive character, featuring a protect and ban system whereby every player in the game can choose to protect or ban something they either want to keep or don't want to face. So that could be a weapon, a perk, a score streak, etc. It's designed for people who want a more serious competitive experience, and it certainly provides that. I expect there to be loads of official competitions coming up in the future. And of course that's not all. We also get the zombies mode, which is a ton of fun and arguably a game in its own right. The zombie map is called Shadows of Evil and is set around 1940s in a New York-esque city filled with monsters and things that go bang in the night. There's also a PS4 exclusive called Giants. A star cast of voice actors include Ron Perlman and Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum in particular is excellent in this mode. It's a 4-player co-op game, or it can be run solo, and for me it's really some of the most fun that you can have in Black Ops 3. It's got its own mysteries, Easter eggs, and it's really a trial and error process of dying over and over until you can work out what the best routes are to take, what strategies to use, what gates to open, and of course what surprises the map has in store. And there's usually plenty of surprises dotted around. There's a load to explore here. It's a pretty weird experience with the octopus beast being a bit bizarre, but it's fun, and that's at the end of the day what the most important thing is. Getting into some downsides now though, or things that could have maybe been improved on. The movement itself is great, and the maps are well designed to try and make use of it at times, and it feels fantastic wall running along and jumping into a window straight onto a capture point, but also sometimes you actually feel like you're more of a target when you're in the air or wall running. For me, like, staying on the ground was always the best way to survive in my opinion. Also, whilst the wall running is really good and pretty fun, it's usually only the odd wall here and there that you can properly chain together, like I said, and not on every map, so it doesn't really allow you to flow and do wall runs and boosts on all of the levels. In fact, what's odd is that there is a training mode called Free Run where you can practice just exactly that. It's a virtual level that teaches you to run between objects, a bit like the time trials in Mirror's Edge, let's say. Use your jump boost and wall run between multiple obstacles. It's really fun and it can be played competitively, but in the actual multiplayer, I found that you can't ever really chain together the movements that much. The free run mode also allows you to unlock harder levels to try your hand out if you fancy doing that. Even more annoying is that despite having this large boost, there are still certain small buildings and lanes in the multiplayer maps that you can't boost over. It's clearly made this way for map design and balance, but it's a bit annoying when I can boost all the way to the top of this building only for an invisible wall to tell me that I can't go any further, and I drop to the ground and I've got to walk around instead. There are also some performance and mouse problems like we saw in the beta that are specifically aimed at the PC version of the game that haven't been fixed. It's worth noting that the PS4 and Xbox One version don't have these problems. On the PC version, it's a big issue because for some reason the FPS and the mouse sensitivity are linked together, so for some people that are noticing big FPS drops in both the single player elements and multiplayer elements, even when not playing the game on full graphics, it's really bad. This also affects the mouse movement because in Black Ops, your mouse control is tied, like I said, to the game's FPS because that's how it's coded for the console versions of the game. I don't know why, but as you can imagine, this means that if you get any FPS drops, it makes for a very inconsistent, sluggish mouse feeling. This isn't affecting everyone though, but the problems are still there and people are reporting them. Limiting your FPS to around 60 or 90 does improve the feel of the mouse a lot if you experience these drops in FPS, but I will also say that when I've tried to play the game at 1440p or 4K resolutions, the amount of input lag is just unplayable. 1080p and lower, it's absolutely fine and it feels great, but anything above 1080p and the game just feels atrocious on PC. Overall, in terms of gameplay, I like the game. I think it's really fun and well balanced. It's got a wealth of modes and upgrades for you to get stuck into, but it's not really reinventing the wheel. Does anyone expect that with COD though? It's the same game we've been playing for years, and it's up to you to decide if that's a good or bad thing. And that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you have the game on PC or console? What are your impressions? Let me know. As always, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.